What does the word Jehovah mean? Sometimes scholars cringe when they hear a speaker or a worship leader, when they're singing a song, refer to Jehovah. And they use the word Jehovah like there are many great songs, Christian songs, at least wonderful melodies. Jireh, you're my provider. Jehovah Jireh, right? That kind of thing. And of course, it's supposed to be a reference to God, and in fact, it is. But the reason that they, some scholars go like, oh, they're using Jehovah, it's because it's a later development in church history, something like 800 years after Jesus. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't sing the song. I mean, they're well written and it's a worship song. But what happened was this was decided by the Jews somewhere between the 5th and 8th centuries, depending on which scholar you reference, because they valued the name of God. What comes across in English is YHWH, Yahweh, okay? And they valued the name of God, and specifically when you look at it in the Hebrew, it's those 4 letters. It's referred to as the tetragrammaton. Whoa, that's a long word, tetragrammaton, okay? And it's those 4 letters that really translate the Lord. Well, the Jews, understandably, took the approach that that name should never be pronounced because it was holy, because God's holy. I mean, the first commandment, don't take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Let's not go through all 10 commandments, okay? But the idea, okay, is let's recognize it in the text so that we don't accidentally say it. So they, somewhere between the 5th and 8th centuries AD, okay, after Jesus, they put vowels in. Now, this is a nice reminder. The Hebrew Bible does not have vowels in it. They just knew what the sound was. So here's the thing. Because of that, when it came into the commentaries and it came across the languages, of course, we were spelling it in the Anglican world, the English-speaking world, YHWH, Yahweh. And of course, the Y is changed to J, so it's Jehovah, right? And so then the label Jehovah came into the English-speaking world in 1611, the King James Version. Everywhere Yahweh was in the Hebrew, they brought it over as Jehovah, to thinking that they were correctly translating. Of course, it would have been more like Jiva, okay? Because you wouldn't have your vowels in there, right? So this is why it happened. And of course, then guess what happens? The commentators start commenting on the King James Bible, and the songwriters start referencing it, and the Bible dictionaries start referencing it. I mean, King James is not the only Bible that translates it all Jehovah, but newer translations translate it the Lord, like the Christian Standard Bible and the Net Bible translate it the Lord. And for example, Dr. Stanley Horton, in his commentary of systematic theology, has the entry of Yahweh and then in parentheses Jehovah, right? And he says it's the Hebrew personal name of God formed from the consonants YHWH, also written as JHVH. And he says it so succinctly by putting the vowels for the Hebrew title Lord with these 4 consonants. Sometime after the 8th century AD, Jews were reminded to read Lord instead of attempting to pronounce the personal name of God. Thus, the vowels put with JHVH became Jehovah, in effect, a word coined by translators from a personal name and title. And then he gives us these references in Exodus 17:15, Yahweh Nisi, a Hebrew term meaning the Lord is my banner, right? And you've probably heard somebody reference what? From King James? Jehovah Nissi, right? And then the next one, Exodus 15:26, Yahweh Ropheka, a Hebrew term meaning the Lord your physician, like your personal physician. And he even goes so far as to say, sometimes wrongly called Jehovah Rapha. Okay. No, some people aren't going to like that. Okay. Another one, Yahweh Sabaoth, a Hebrew term meaning the Lord of hosts or armies, including angels and stars. Romans 9:29, James 5:4, and Yahweh Jireh, okay, a Hebrew term meaning the Lord will see and provide. Well, a common worship tune right now is Jireh, you're my provider. Now, I'm not against people saying Jehovah. I'm not against people saying Yahweh. I'm simply appealing in this video to say when they say Jehovah or they say Yahweh, what do they mean? They mean the Lord, right? The Lord our God, who's a healer, a provider, a protector, and a mighty, mighty God. So now we know a little bit more about the word Jehovah. Thanks for watching Bible on the Go with Dr. Dan. If you like these videos, the best thing you can do is hit that red button called subscribe. You only have to do it once, and it doesn't cost a single thing. Just remember, once you click the red button, it turns gray, and you don't have to hit it again. Praise God.